Alright, this is Mr. BDA here, and we just wanted to present a film analysis about Benavidez vs. Yarde to complement the previous video we'd done about this fight. So we're gonna watch the clips in real time and then slowing down, alright? So let's watch this clip here in real time. We see David Benavidez as Anthony Dirrell on the ropes there. Alright, now let's watch it in slow motion. Now Benavidez got done throwing a left hook, and he keeps his forearm on Dirrell's face, but Dirrell feels close enough to throw a right hand, but Benavidez avoids it by leaning back. He's got good reflexes. Benavidez counters, but Dirrell sees it coming and dips to his left. Dirrell comes back up, but stays on the ropes. I don't know why he's staying there. Now look at how Benavidez flinches, as he was expecting an incoming left and was ready to roll with it. Again, good reflexes. But he sees Dirrell remaining on the ropes with the guard up. So he redirects his feet into a side stance there, put more leverage on his shots, fires a throwaway 1-2, which makes Dirrell lift his elbows as he goes to block the straight shots. Then Benavidez digs in with a body shot. Dirrell again stays on the ropes covering up, so Benavidez keeps his left on Dirrell, pinning him in place, then decides to lower Dirrell's left glove and whacks him with a right hook. Finally, Dirrell replies with a left hook, but Benavidez is too quick and moves away from it. Now this is why it's difficult and exhausting to fight Benavidez. He's in punching range, punishing his opponents, then he'll nullify his opponent's offense when they finally decide to throw. Alright, clip number 2 here, watching in real time. Alright, so we see Benavidez advancing on Dirrell. He steps in as if he's about to go to the body. Now look at how Dirrell drops his right hand and elbow in anticipation. So at the last minute, Benavidez turns it upstairs. Dirrell tries to reply immediately, but Benavidez once again displays his quick reflexes by blocking it. He gets pushed to his right, but right away throws a combo consisting of 2 hooks. Now he's putting a lot into those hooks, but notice how he's still half leaning back from when he blocked Dirrell's right hand a second earlier. So Benavidez' weight isn't fully in front, thus decreasing his power. Then Benavidez continues walking Dirrell down and pests him with a long jab before inching closer to him to reapply more pressure. Alright, clip number 3 here, let's watch these 2 sequences in real time as Benavidez advances on Dirrell. Alright, Benavidez fires a jab and Dirrell ducks while throwing an overhand right. Benavidez sees it and rolls with it. He tries to reply with those short hooks of his, but Dirrell is smothering him and sets him up for a hook. But once again, Benavidez' reflexes save the day. Benavidez plants his feet in the proper stance and walks Dirrell down. A few seconds later, he drives him into the ropes. Look at Benavidez' feet here. See how he subtly moves towards his right to corral Dirrell into the corner? He then shifts and fires a left hook. He throws a throwaway right hook to keep Dirrell in place while moving to the right to cut off the escape route. That right also makes Dirrell raise his guard against subsequent hooks, which leaves him open for a left uppercut down the middle. Out of ideas, Dirrell goes in for a clinch. Alright, let's watch this clip from the Gavril rematch in real time. There you go. Alright, so Benavidez fires a throwaway right and keeps Gavril in his shell. Then he fires a throwaway left hook, confusing Gavril. He then fires a right hook, followed by a throwaway left. Look at how Benavidez shifts his weight on his legs and hips after throwing the shots. It's a good weight transfer right there to get the most out of his shots. After that throwaway left, he stops at the correct distance to prevent from smothering his work. He sits down, bending his knees slightly, and then fires a right to the body. He fires 2 more shots, but Gavril circles away. But Benavidez sticks to him like glue. He lowers Gavril's guard and hits him with a right hook. Here, Benavidez gets a little sloppy, as the punch is more of a slap, and also he's lowering his left hand in the process. But then he advances on Gavril, swaying to his left just a little bit, so Gavril doesn't know if Benavidez is gonna fire a left or a right. And sure enough, Benavidez fires his patented right hand punch shot. Now Gavril feels the pressure, so he dips down and he tries to go for a clinch. But look at how Benavidez stopped at the right moment while advancing. He sees that Gavril is lunging at him and digs in with a body shot to the gut to meet him halfway. This is what makes Benavidez so frustrating to fight. It's the non-stop pressure and punches from all angles. And finally, there's a clip against Gvozdyk. Couple of little shots there, alright, so Benavidez lands with a right uppercut and then places his left on Gvozdyk's guard before firing another uppercut. Gvozdyk is moving to his left, so Benavidez triples up on the right and fires a hook. Now I don't know why Benavidez felt he needed to jump while throwing that shot, and I do wonder if that took some sting out of the shot. Benavidez advances, and Gvozdyk decides to fire a 1-2. At once, Benavidez raises his guard. Now Gvozdyk's jab half landed, but Benavidez blocked the right hand. Then, Benavidez slips the jab and dips. Gvozdyk dips with him and covers up. Now as Benavidez is slipping the shot, he advances with his front foot to put some leverage on his shots. He then weaves, and Gvozdyk thinks a left hook is coming. As you can see, Gvozdyk is lifting his right glove up there. But instead of fully committing to an uppercut, Benavidez just plants that left glove under Gvozdyk's chin. See how he's holding it in place there? And then he fires a right hook. So that's the thing with Benavidez. As he pressures and exchanges with his opponents, he's very adept at transitioning quickly between offense and defense. Very tiresome indeed. Now, these are all the things that Anthony Yarde is going to face in November. And he saw some of these things against Beterbiev. Now, the upside is that Benavidez is not as big a puncher as Beterbiev, but he's still tenacious with his offense. So, the question is, what can Yarde do? Now, as mentioned in the previous video, Yarde might have to pressure Benavidez. This is easier said than done because Benavidez is a good counterpuncher and difficult to hit cleanly. When he starts rope-a-doping, for example, his opponents tend to get a little jittery. But the alternative for Yarde is to retreat and get beat up. He's not that great a counterpuncher, so that approach is almost certain to hand him a loss. So first things first, target Benavidez' body. Let's watch this first clip here from the Lyndon Arthur rubber match. Now, as you can see, Yarde is distracting Arthur with that lead hand. He drops it twice before firing a throwaway left. This forces Arthur to raise his guard, and it leaves him open for a right hook downstairs. Clip number 2 here that we're gonna watch. Look at this. Now look at how Yarde is turning his wrist there to distract Arthur. He then flicks the jab thrice, and Arthur thinks the right is coming upstairs. So he raises his glove and elbow, thus leaving him open for a right downstairs. Now, unfortunately, Yarde is overextending himself a little bit here, just a little bit. That's gonna leave him open to Benavidez' counters. So he's gotta tighten up. Clip number 3 here. Here's another body shot. Now, this is just a little simple setup from Yarde. He flicks the jab and then turns it into a hook halfway through. Now, Arthur thinks it's a right that's coming upstairs again, so he begins to roll with the incoming shot, lifting his left elbow as he does so. And this ends up leaving him open to another hook downstairs. And that's my thing here. I think Yarde should just invest to the body. Body. Yeah, he might get hit doing so. But guess what? He's gonna get hit anyway. So go out swinging, work that body. Very few guys have gone to Benavidez' body. Again, it's not easy. But Yarde really has no choice here. Alright, clip number 4 here. We see Yarde doing well in exchange. Alright, let's look at this here closely. Now you can see Arthur fire 2 body shots. Yarde counters with a right hand, and Arthur rolls with it, but he's put in line for a left hook. Now, unfortunately, Yarde isn't turning it over fully, so it's not as potent as it could be, but it did score. He steps back up into the ropes, and then, when Arthur least expects it, Yarde leaps in with a pot shot right hand. Notice how Yarde puts up that left glove right away, anticipating a counter. And incidentally, Ronald Ellis had some success with the same shot against Benavidez. Alright, let's go to the 5th clip here. This is Yarde pressuring. Now you see Yarde fires a little body shot and then just taps Arthur, who's anticipating something big, so he's rolling away from the shots there. Now Yarde holds him in place with a left and then fires a chopping right hand. Now this is what Arthur was waiting for, so he replies with a combo. Yarde makes the mistake though of keeping his hands too low, and he eats the shots. But then, he immediately replies with a pot shot right. Then, instead of following it up with a left hand, he doubles up on the right hand, and whoa, you can see that really shook up Arthur. Look at his chin there, almost meeting the shoulder, which ain't good. Now, Yarde is gonna have to tighten up his defense on the inside, or Benavidez is gonna bust him up and have a field day. But this sequence also shows that Yarde is gonna have to catch Benavidez during exchanges. Waiting to counter Benavidez, that's just gonna get him outworked. Alright, this is another clip of Yarde pressuring here, advancing. Alright, let's look at this. Now Yarde makes himself compact and fires a small body shot. Arthur stops him in his tracks with 2 jabs, thus showing that Yarde's got a faulty guard there. He's got to tighten that up. See how he doesn't close it properly? He just keeps those gloves to his side. He doesn't know where to close it. But then Yarde feints with the right, and Arthur buys it as he tries to roll. Yarde then leaps in with a jab and fires a left hook. Then he continues sticking to Arthur and fires another jab. Then he sits down as if he's about to throw another right to the body, like the ones we saw earlier. But instead, he fires a throwaway left and caps it up with a left hook downstairs. So Yarde's got a good feint game here, as we can see. And finally, in this clip, we see the fruits of Yarde's labor pay off. He fires a little left, followed by a right uppercut right on the plexus. He then fires a throwaway right, followed by another uppercut to the plexus. Then he pushes Arthur off of him and fires a combo. Then he follows that up with 2 more uppercuts to the plexus, and those really hurt Lyndon Arthur. Finally, he fires 3 small hooks, and it all sets up Arthur for a harder one at the end there. So what do you guys think? Can Yarde overcome Benavidez' superior technique? Or will Benavidez score his 3rd victory in the light heavyweight division? Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out our Patreon page where we post videos for free. Feel free to donate whatever you want. And we'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Yoo-hoo.